biblical ire and just can't come on in, you fucker. Let's, you know, he was.
I think that's probably what Jesus was like as well. To be fair.
I think after the wine, Jesus, that was it. He was fine until he'd had a drink.
One of the things I like about the New Testament, which I read quite thoroughly for my show, you can see the bits that are true, because a lot of it gets changed over the years, and you know, different stories come in, and then they obviously have to make it work for prophets and stuff, so they change stories, so some of them kind of work up. But there's one bit in the Bible which there's no reason for it to be in there apart from that it happened in the New Testament, where his enemies called Jesus a wine bibber and a friend of a glutton, a wine bibber, and a friend of publicans and sinners, which is tax collectors and sinners. So you kind of think, well, that's just definitely true. You wouldn't put that in as a Christian, because it does. That's not.
You've actually made Jesus sound like Nigel Farage. Jesus was a sort of biblical UKIP.
Yeah, but I love that fact that he clearly loved eating and drinking.
Yeah.
And he hung around with
with women that Silvio Berlusconi would have hung out with.
Yeah, exactly. So you can say that's there's very few facts you can get out there, but there's no reason for that to be in the New Testament other than they probably had to put it in an early version because everyone knew that about him, so they couldn't really.
Jesus, he does hang around, doesn't he? Yeah. And so that was that. So you're saying that the Bible, in fact, New Testament, was some form of damage limitation, PR stunt.
I would say that just was in the story, and there was no way of getting rid of it. There was actually there's no way.
Get your version of the story out first.
I think just everyone knew about him. But I think there's very little about you. You don't really hear much about him as a person. But that is the only little nugget of information you get about him as a bloke. So I think he maybe,
that and the fact that he was a very precocious child. Just bunks off, hangs around in the temple. Parents come in, what the fuck are you doing? Did you not know you'd find me in my father's house? This is a little bit kind of, fuck off, Jesus. Just fuck off. Yeah, my dad's got, just fuck off. I'm a carpenter, I've got wood, I'll use it. Fuck off.
But in the Apocrypha, one of the Apocryphal Gospels, when he's a kid, there's like stories about him getting angry with his playmates taking the piss out of him, and he turns them, I think, into pigs. And
do you know, I can't remember that, but I think there wasn't a trick that the pastor did to illustrate that particular parable, so I don't remember.
But again, that's like, if you were a child and you were the Son of God and you were magic, you would do that. You get annoyed. You fucker. There you go. It's like when my dad was my headmaster. Occasionally if someone was kicking me around the sports field, I'd go, "I'll get my dad on you." It's the same thing. And if you were Jesus, you'd definitely do that. If you're being given a Chinese burn, you go, "You don't want to do that."